Hey everybody, welcome to J Stern Designs. If you joined me for this week's episode of JSDTV, I showed the difference between a forward shoulder pattern adjustment where you're centering the shoulder seam along the center of your shoulder versus having a forward shoulder joint. And after I did that adjustment on Tuesday, I said I would show you quickly how to adjust the sleeve cap to correspond with the adjustment to the bodice. Now the really cool thing about this adjustment is you can really see the shape of the cap change. So it's not just a matter of changing the height of it, but you're actually swinging the cap over towards the front a little bit, and you're shortening the front and you're lengthening the back. So I think this is a really cool pattern adjustment. And I'm going to show you the finished one first, and then I'll show you how to do it. All right, so as you can see here, I've adjusted this sleeve cap, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line through the cap above the notches, and we're going to draw two guide dots, one about an inch away from the center notch, and then one sort of centered between the horizontal line we drew and the center of the cap. Then we're going to slash the pattern, and first we're going to slash across this line here, okay? And then we're going to slash and make a hinge here. These become hinges, okay? So we have a hinge here and a hinge here. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to open up this slash, which will kick out the pattern piece like this. So see what's happening is it's opening up here. I'm just going to color it in for you. And it opens it up here. All right, so what that does is it lengthens the back shoulder, and you're going to want to spread it an equal amount to the amount you added to the back shoulder on the bodice. And then between the slash and the second slash here, this stays parallel. It doesn't move. But what happens on this side of things is we're going to rotate this piece in like this. So it's hinging here, and it's overlapping here and here, like that. Okay, so what that's doing is it's making the cap kind of go like this. So you can see the shape of it now kind of curves in here a little bit, and it also lengthens that, and it sort of pushes the whole thing to the front. All right, so now let me show you how to do it. Okay, so here I have my fresh half-scale sleeve, and I've already drawn my horizontal line above the front and back notch. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the other guidelines in. I'm going to draw my dots, one to the back, almost an inch away, and one centered between the center line and the horizontal line I drew. Then the next thing I'm going to do is draw my vertical lines that are going to be my slash lines, like so. All right, so that gives me all of my lines. Now the first thing I want to do is cut off the cap along my horizontal line. And then just working with that for a second, I'm just going to create hinges right here. So I have a hinge and I have another hinge like that. And I'm just going to cut two but not through my dots. So that's going to make my top of my pattern ready to go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just stick a piece of paper under the pattern. And just to keep things easy, I always like to anchor the piece I'm not moving. So I'm just going to tape this to this piece of paper. And then I'm going to add in my cap back. And I'm not moving this center portion between my two vertical lines. So see this portion right here, between here and here, let me just draw a line, that's not moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape that back on to it in its original position. All right, so let me just do a little tape there. Okay, so now I can work with the back first, and then I'll work with the front of the sleeve. So the first thing I'm going to do is shift this up. See how it picks up a little bit? Okay, and it's going to elongate the back of the armhole. So I'm just going to tape that in place. And then what you're going to do in the front is you're going to tip this portion an equal amount under, like this. And so what's going to happen is you end up with an overlap here. So see, this part right here is my overlap. Okay, and it's also overlapping right here. All right, so I've got my overlap and I've got my spread on this side. So then I'm just going to true that back up. I'm going to add a little and take a little away, like that. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take a little away and add a little, like that. Notice on my first example, it's more obvious because I did it bigger. I made a larger adjustment. So it really kind of shows that it's going like this, you know, and then down like that. Okay, so that's how you adjust your sleeve cap for a forward shoulder joint. If you have any questions about that, please post them below or visit my blog at JSDTV. I just want to say that next week is going to be the most exciting episode of JSDTV to date. I'm going to actually show you how I work with my fit muslins, and I'm going to use my daughter Anna as an example because as part of my testing process for my Ponte knit jean pattern, I want to work with the muslin and do the fitting and make sure I have everything perfect so when I teach it in class, I know what I'm doing. Just to give you a little background, Anna is a size 20 in the pattern, and we're going to put the muslin on her as it is in the envelope, and then I'm going to talk about the changes I need to make to the pattern. We'll have made the changes to the pattern, and you'll be able to see the resulting custom fit muslin and how it fits her. So I'm super excited to share that with you next week. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next weekend for JSDTV on Tuesday.